Howdy, and welcome back to A Texan Shaves. Today we're doing a review of another Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements product. One I don't know if anyone's done a review of before. Maybe. I mean, it's been around for quite a while, before I started wet shaving. But, man, I really love the scent on this one. So today we're doing a review on SCENTSLESS. And we're also reviewing with it, Scent Fragrance-Free Splash. So, I'm not sure why no one's really talking about this one, because the scent on this one is incredible. It is just... Well, let's go over the notes. So first we have the top notes of moonlight on a Wednesday, the shadow of a distant mountain, morning fog in an empty jar, a thought that never quite formed, and fresh bread that was never baked. The mid notes are the placid energy of a broken pen, unspoken promises, the color white, air guitar turned up to 11, and brainwaves. The base notes of this is the number 6, an unopened jar, missing socks from the dryer, nostalgia for something that never happened, oxygen, and high strangeness. And I'm telling you, this complex, a wonderful, amazing blended complex scent is just incredible. I am just dying to shave with this. I got this in the other day. I don't know what took me so long to pull the trigger on this. I kicked myself for not getting it sooner. So let's get the glasses off. Let's get our brush wet and go over the hardware. So I'm going to be using the stainless steel Ascension. And I'm going to be using the Star Wisp. I think this has to be one of my favorite brushes from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I'm just going to say Phoenix Shaving from now. It's easier for me not to get tongue-tied. Got that in a mug of some warm water. And we're going to get this brush loaded and get the shave going. Man, I am so excited. This video is being made the day after my last video, so I've got about 24 hours growth. Let's get this brush loaded up. Man, the aroma is already wafting up. It is unreal. Again, you do not need to load very much at all. 3 swirls, which I did way more than 3 swirls, but I want this scent everywhere. All right, let's get the face wet. God, it smells so good in here. Again, CK6 needs no announcement or don't really need to discuss about the amazing base at Phoenix Shaving. We all know it and love it. Man, oh, that is so good. It makes me think of a wall clock whose batteries have died. Man, it is so good. Get a little more water. So I was talking to some people in the PAA reviewer group. There's a little group of us that talk about this, and I was just getting some information on it before I make this video. And you know, I got some quotes actually from some of the other reviewers about this. We're gonna go over those in a little bit, and once we get the shave going. Got some of that in my mouth. And having that soap in my mouth reminds me of one of the quotes. All right. Here we go. You know, the scent really kind of takes me back too. It makes me think of going to the Piggly Wiggly with my mother in the 70s, and back then there was usually what's called generic foods. Now they're like store brands, but back then they were generic foods, and they had just this beautiful, plain white label with black letters that said peas, for a can of peas. And that was the label. And it was just so pristine and beautiful. And this scent takes me back to envisioning those generic labels. Oh man, it is just a time warp of a scent. Again, I will say I love this razor. So glad it came back in stock to finally get my hands on one. And yes, I could have added a lot more water to this, but I was ready to get to this shave. So that's on me. It's man, that air guitar is just really coming out, and it's really coming alive for me. You know, it's like going to a rock concert without any sound. It's incredible. How did you do it, Douglas? Man, or is this Franz? I'm not. Huxley, tell me. It's Huxley that made this one, right? Oh, almost went the wrong way. Definitely needed some more water. All right. I think I'm running out of water in my bottle there. It's you know what this is like? I've got it. This is exactly what this amazing scent is like. It's like being in a library full of books with blank pages. And the only sound is the gentle hum of a forgotten thought. Yeah, that's exactly what this is like. Man. Scent of the year. Well, it's not a new scent, so I guess it can't be scent of the year, but I am definitely going to be reaching for this a lot. That is a much wetter lather. Thank you. Take your time, Barry, right? So you know what? Like I said, I spoke to some of the guys in the reviewer group, and we're going to go over some of the thoughts that they have about Scentless. Ken Marginson of Cal Shave says, it's like being in an isolation chamber. I can agree with that. I've never been in one, but this scent is so good it takes me there. Maybe I got it too wet now. It's dripping. Oh, I did. Yep, took some mustache off. Finally happened. Thought I did. Well, I've been needing to trim it anyway. So, another of the reviewers Angelo Amador, the Shave Arcade, he says, "Senseless reminds me of slipping into a thoughtless void, sitting on the shores of a desolate wasteland, surrounded by petalless flowers, and I've run out of quarters to continue my journey." Beautiful, beautiful, Angelo. Couldn't have said it better myself. And finally, the grand poobah of high strangeness himself, Douglas Smythe, he says, "Smells like nothing, tastes like something." Not going to get me, Douglas. That was close. I've tasted your soap before. All right, another quick 2-pass. I'm gonna get a rinse. Come back up for the aftershave. That's where the magic happens. And my final thoughts. Be right back. Oh, that's a great shave. Made a mess all over my shirt. It's all right. Just carry some of that wonderful scent with me all day. You know, the scent strength on this, it is a screaming 10, I'm telling you. Before we continue talking about strength, let's get to the splash. I am ready. I didn't even crack this. I cracked it to put my sprayer on, and that was it. And let me tell you something. The projection on this, we're going to talk about that. Jeez. All right. Give it a good shake. Love the bottle. Love the color on this. It almost matches that brush, doesn't it? That's close. All right, here we go. A little in my hands. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, so it starts off with that moonlight on a Wednesday, just immediate. It's coming up through that mountain where the shadow behind that distant mountain. But then, man, that air guitar is so pronounced through the whole thing. It's like a constant. And being turned up to 11, it's not going anywhere. It's there, and it's making everything dance. And man, the brainwaves are in sync with my own right now. It is crazy, but man, that number 6 has such a foundation in the bass. You know what? Let me tell you something. Ultimately, Scentless takes you to a place where time stands still. It's where the absence of scent is almost like a blanket that wraps you in peace. It's the space between thoughts, where everything is present, yet nothing truly exists. But you feel both profoundly relaxed, but slightly puzzled by the absence and the sheer beauty of nothing at all. It is by far the most magical scent I've used yet in my year of wet shaving. Kudos. Bravo. Bravo, PAA. I love it. Listen, guys. If you haven't had your hands or your nose on Scentless, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it at all. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soap. That's all I got for you today. Find your peace in what and where you can, even if it's in nothing. And we'll see you next time on A Texan Shaves. Goodbye.